Hello, good evening and welcome. Here we have, this is the CFTC report and it's the 21st of January, just after 7 o'clock in the evening. This is the Australian dollar and I've put it onto a 3-year chart, and you can see here we have actually gained. The Australian dollar has gone up greatly in value, and and I would expect the commercials to have come in heavily and sold it. They have, but I was looking for a little bit more on the negative side to signal a downturn for this pair. So basically, I'm sort of a bit uncertain as to whether this has actually reached its peak yet or not. We've come up nicely on the RSI. We're above 75, 76. We're actually at 78.5. So I think there might be a little bit more upside in this. So we'll see where it goes to. There you go. British pound. Come on. There you go, British pound. We've taken a new fairly bearish stance over the last 6 or 7 weeks. The British pound has reached new highs, and I'm expecting for this to turn back down. If you look actually at a 3-year chart, you can see this is a fairly fairly bearish over the 3 years. So at this position where it is now, I'm looking for it to turn down. There is just a little bit of resistance at the bottom of these candles here, which is actually gone through. So we'll see if we can turn down on that later next week. Let's just have a look at the pound chart. You can see the strength that it's had. We've got a commercial short ratio of 1.5 to 1. We got a red candle for Friday, and I'm expecting to turn back down. I really didn't expect this steep climb that we had the other day. Quite a bit of weakness on the dollar and a little bit of strength on the pound. But as you can see on the RSI, we have actually peaked out and we started to come back down. So we'll see where that goes. Canadian dollar. The commercials last couple of weeks ago, they took a more bearish stance on the Canadian dollar. They've more or less held that this week. We've had a little bit of topping out, a double top here, and I'm expecting to see, more downside to this pair. We've got all-time short position by the commercials on the oil. So I'm expecting quite a bit more downside for this. We've got a nice green candle up here. We've come down, twice we've hit the resistance there. So let's see if we can break through it next week. We've got a commercial short ratio of 1.7 to 1. So we'll see where that goes to. The euro. Come on. Right. Need I say it, an all-time bearish position by the commercials for the euro. If you look at a 5-year chart, this is an extreme bearish position. The euro has reached new highs, fresh highs, so we are expecting this to pull back. If I put this on a weekly chart, you can see how nicely it's gone up. And in fact, if you look at this height on this candle and this one here, it has gone up, and basically on the RSI it has gone slightly down. So that's shown a little bit of sentiment towards excuse me, towards the downside. We have a commercials ratio of 1.8 to 1 short. So that's quite extreme because they've always had a long position on the euro. So there we go. Let's just pop back here. Japanese yen. This is a 5-year chart. So you can see the position taken at the moment. This is a fairly bullish extreme for the commercials on the Japanese yen. So we are expecting to see more upside to this. We'll just have a quick look at the bar chart. Japanese yen. We have had a little bit of strength in the yen, and we do expect to see a bit more coming through. We've got a commercials ratio of 3.7 to 1 long. So I'm looking for the we're below the 50 on the RSI, so that's a good sign. And I'm looking to see more weakness on the pair, strength on the Japanese yen. So let's go back. Swiss franc. And in fact, I think I'll put that on a 3-year chart. You can see how we're expecting. We had this fairly all-time long position back here, taken by the commercials. We still have quite a good position long, and I'm expecting more strength on the Swiss franc. I think this is better on the crosses than it is against the dollar. So I'll just have a quick look at this on the chart. We've seen quite a bit of strength over the last couple of months, I guess. On the Swiss franc, we've come down quite nicely. We've got a long ratio for the Swiss franc of 3.2 to 1, which is reduced from last week. So we might see it hang around this sort of area for a couple of days, and then maybe we'll see a bit more strength showing through. Right, so here we have the New Zealand dollar, and it is still in a positive area. The commercials are still net long, not by much, for the New Zealand dollar. It does look on the chart like it's topped out. Let's just have a quick look at it. We've gone up, and we're sort of just above this support here. I think we might just see a little bit more upside to it. We've actually come across down, and we've cut through my trend line, which I would normally say is a sign of it's going to go short. But I'm not totally convinced by that. So we'll see where that goes to. Right, next one down, energies. Whoops, hang on a minute. We'll just have a quick look at the US dollar. I don't think it's changed much. We've actually gone a little bit more bullish this week. We've moved up just below the center line. So if we look at it on a 3-year chart, we are in sort of a fairly bullish position for a 3-year period. We'll quick look at energies. Crude oil. This is just going to be a really bearish position. 3-year chart. Yeah, you know, they're taking a bearish position. I've seen on various sites that they're talking about $100 a barrel, and I really just don't think it's going to get there. We'll see where it goes anyway. Silver. The commercials are holding their bearish position on silver. We've gone really into sideways motion with this at the moment. If it does pop up a little bit more, I think I might just trade it short back down. A quick look at copper. It has fallen a little bit off the highs. The commercials still have a fairly strong short position. This is, you know, over a 3-year period, this is as short as they have been. Let's just try 5 years. Yeah, so if you look at a 5-year period, the commercials are incredibly short this, and I'm looking for it to turn back down. Palladium. Again, we have quite a short position on this. With the weakness on the dollar last week, it did pop up a little bit, but I feel certain it's going to come back down. So we'll see where that goes anyway. Platinum. Again, the commercials are bearish. This, you know, in the past few weeks, we can see the results that we've got from a bearish position fairly close to this. So we might be seeing a little bit more upside to it, perhaps. Might get up around here. So we'll see, and we'll look to go short on that. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you again next week. Cheers. Bye.